Welcome, everybody. Today we're gonna be talking with Iryna about her dissertation. And so the first question is, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Iryna. I'm 24 and I'm from Ukraine. And I was a teacher before I started my master's, and that's the reason why I'm so interested in children's literature and education.
Thank you. Can you tell us what was the topic of your dissertation?
The topic of my dissertation was the use of literature in TESOL, a comparative qualitative study with secondary school teachers from Ukraine and Catalonia.
Wow, very interesting. And why did you choose the topic?
I used to use literature a lot as a teacher, and there's a story behind that. One of my first students, she literally hated studying English. She found it quite boring, but she loved literature. And basically, I had to pick a lot of books for her level, and we read a lot. We used storytelling techniques, and that was the only way that I could just force her to study, and she enjoyed it. And that's
Hmm.
one of the reasons. Yeah, I like using literature as a tool in teaching English as a second language.
Wow. And so within your dissertation, what was the main objective of your research?
Main objective was to investigate teachers' perception of the use of literature in TESOL in their evaluation of the efficiency of literature as a source of language immersion and teaching materials. It was a long and very interesting journey.
Interesting. And how do you think other educators could benefit from the outcomes of your research?
I think it's very useful because basically I managed to compare the perspectives of teachers from Ukraine, from Catalonia. They have different backgrounds, different perspectives, and I think it's a nice platform for exchange of experience. For example, teachers in Catalonia, they use more tasks focused on productive skills. For example, they create some text or they ask their students to read the text and create questions, tricky questions for their peers for checking their knowledge. Whereas Ukrainian teachers, they focus on texts that are basically in the canon, which is not the case for the teachers in Catalonia. They are more free to use, let's say, comic books and so on. And they focus more on evaluation of the text analysis, use of vocabulary and grammar. So that's different approach, and I think we should exchange our experience to enrich our teaching practices.
Mhm. And what was, if you were able to find out, what was their perception on the use of this? Besides the techniques they use, what were their perceptions on the use of literature for TESOL?
I think they find it quite useful, especially for development of grammar and vocabularies. But the problem is that sometimes not all the students like reading, and it
Mhm.
takes time and takes efforts to encourage them to read, sometimes to force, sometimes to encourage. And I think reading promotion is very vital nowadays.
So, were there any challenges while you were writing your dissertation?
I think the biggest one was to recruit the participants because teachers are extremely busy. It was very
Mm.
hard to find this 30 minutes for the interview in their schedule, but yeah, we managed. But it was quite challenging.
But great that you were able to finish it. And so, what were your main results?
Main results, I would say it was more about the evaluation of the learning outcomes. And for me as a teacher, I think it changed my perspective a bit. I would also focus more not only on the tags that are within the canon, but also look beyond that, like comic books or maybe some other genres as well. There was one teacher who even mentioned some horoscopes, which was very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I would just, I don't know, look from different perspective because again, I'm also Ukrainian and I had the same vision of literature as just source of knowledge, cultural information, some historical background. But the teachers from Catalonia, they have completely different and creative view. So I would like to incorporate that.
Sounds so interesting how you made such a intercultural dissertation and how the outcomes showed you the differences, the positives and the things that they can learn from each other. Sounds very interesting.
Thank you.
So that was your interview. Thank you very much for letting us know about it, and hopefully more people in the future can benefit from your research as well. And thank you.
Thank you.